Morning. What's up, guys? Thank y'all so much for joining my channel. If you have not done so yet, please subscribe down below. Click the subscribe button, like, comment, and share. And thank y'all so much for watching. Anyway, we're gonna get right into this. I woke up this morning and the first thing on my mind before I start getting my day started, when I open my eyes, I immediately thank God. Like, thank you, God, for waking me up this morning. Thank you, God, for waking up my kids. And I'm just giving God all these thanks and glory that's due unto his name. And then I start thinking about how I'm going to get some money today. I start thinking about how I'm gonna make my money, how I'm gonna get that coin. Where's my money? Just give me my money. Okay, so yeah, when I was doing that, my mind would instantly start racing. Like, okay, well, you can do this, you can do that, you can do this, you can do that. And all these thoughts just rushed through my head before I even put my foot to the ground. But when I tell y'all, I have this certain level of peace. Oh my gosh. This morning, I had this certain level of peace that only God could have given me. I'm like, ooh, wait a minute. I started looking around my place and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's clean. It's so comfy. It's nice. It's neat. I'm cozy in bed. I'm warm. So I'm like, okay, it feels good to go to bed and to wake up in perfect peace. And then it took me to the point where I had unpeaceful moments and unpeaceful nights. Let's talk about when I was married, okay? Let's talk about that so that you can get to know me as a person and understand all that I went through. Like, you would not understand this peace until you've been through chaos and turmoil like I have. I will not speak on the guy's name. I don't want to do that. But if you know, then you just know. If you don't, you'll know him by me talking about him. Okay, let's just say that because this is about my growth and my development and my newness. Okay. So, first things first, I know that I'm not the only person that had someone to be unfaithful to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have lost so many, I had had so many sleepless nights. Do you understand me? I had so many sleepless nights worrying about this guy and where he was and who he was with and what time he was coming home, if he was coming home, what was he doing, was he really at work, all of these thoughts that was coming through my mind, like, oh my gosh, this man is about to drive me insane. Like, this man really is about to drive me insane. And I have a spiritual background. My mom is a pastor, so yep, I'm a preacher's kid, I'm a PK, you know. And all I could do was just pray, but I wasn't being still, you know, um, because I felt weak. I felt so weak to have somebody trying me like that. Like, it's so much to tell y'all, and I don't want to just jump into like boom, 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 boom. But I used to dance. I used to be a dancer, an adult entertainer. Um, I used to live like a really fast life, like really fast. I had men doing whatever I needed done at the drop. I'm talking about the drop of a dime. Like, I call, it's done. And when you have people doing you like that, oh my gosh, I was having my way. I was having my way. I had a man for everything that I need done. And so, when I started dating a particular guy, he was like a six-figure guy. You know, he was so idealistic of what you would want in a man. And so I didn't want him coming to the strip club seeing me like I didn't have no he was so proud of me though. He was so proud. He was so proud of me. And I didn't want him bringing all his business colleagues to a strip club to see me, to talk to me, to hang with me, to chill with me, to all of this stuff. I ain't want him doing that. So he would bring all of these really important people just to see me. And I started feeling the ways like everybody has real jobs, everybody has real businesses, everybody has some business about themselves. You want this man, but you in the strip club. Like, how are you gonna obtain this man, right? So I started figuring out ways to get out. So I was telling him, like, hey, I wanna do nails. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll go to school, but can you pay for it? And he was like, "Yeah, I'll pay for it or whatever, whatever." So I was like, "Okay, cool, bet. He's gonna pay for me going to school or whatever." And I ended up getting out and going to school. I ended up getting out and going to school. Oh my gosh. When I got out and I went to school, um, I paid for it. He didn't pay for it. I paid for it. And the reason he did not pay for it, we'll get into that because all these stories gonna just start coming out and we'll get into that later. I'll tell you. But anyway, I paid for myself going to school because I had a little bit of money. I got out of the game and I still had my house, I had my car, and at that time I had two kids. Um, so if you leaving a stripping income and you trying to go to school and pay for this, like, baby, stuff is just gone. It wasn't adding up, and I was doing nails for like $10, or you could just donate towards my business or whatever, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, give me $10, girl, let me hook your nails up. And they're like, okay, bad, $10, you gonna do my nails? And then they'll go ahead and let me do it or whatever. And I wasn't making all of my bills. I wasn't making my rent. Or if I was making it, it was just there. Because when I went to nail school, it was $2,000 for me to go. And at that time, I had already stopped dancing and I was paying my bills. So the money wasn't coming in, but a lot of it was just going out. So I took that 2000 and invested it in myself, and I started, going to nail school, and I was doing people nails. I had a lot of friends, a lot of homegirls that wanted to be around me and, be in my circle, let me rock with them and all of that stuff, encouraged me or whatever. Shout out to all of y'all. But anyway, so I did they nails, and I had another friend and he was like, Berlin, I see what you're trying to do, let me help you. You and the boys, y'all can move in with me. That way we'll be paying for one income, one household instead of paying for two. And then we both could, what I'm saying? I got you or whatever. I was like, okay, bet. But, I'm not in love with you or whatever. And I don't bring my kids around anybody. And he was like, yeah, I know it, but you just need help. I see exactly what you're doing because I ended up finishing school and I had to go to state board and blah, 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 blah. So he was like, Berlin, I got you, just go ahead and trust me. I got you. So I'm like, okay, cool. This gonna work out perfectly. Now I ain't really got to worry about no bills. Now I can focus on passing my exam and really actually becoming this nail tech that I'm working so hard to be. And so I moved in with him and baby, oh my gosh, I stayed there probably like a month. It did not work. It did not work. It did not work. But anyway, so I stayed with him for like a month or whatever, and it did not work out, y'all. It it didn't. But anyway, so I ended up moving back with my mom because I didn't have my house no more or whatever. So I moved back with my mama, and that's when I started working my first nail gig at this shop inside the flea market. I was inside the flea market. I had worked at a shop before then, but the owner, she was tripping, like, she was tripping on me, so, I moved in with my mom, I started working at the flea market, and that's when I met my now husband, you know what I'm saying? So, I thought that everything, in my life was coming in alignment, you know what I'm saying? Like, how I met him was so different and out of the ordinary. I needed That's so crazy. I just came from a date when I met him. I had just got off a date. Somebody took me away for the weekend or whatever, and I came back. I needed my oil change before I went to work, and I went to get my oil change, and that's when I met my what I did not know would be my husband. Okay, so boom, I met him, and he was. It was probably about 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning, y'all. And this man had on an all white, crispy, all white jumpsuit, jogging suit. I'm talking about fresh haircut, fresh white ones, just laid to the guards at 7 o'clock in the morning. And when I pulled up, he was kind of in the middle of the street. Like I wasn't able to park properly. So I was like, oh my God, I wish he moved. And he better not, because where are you going at 7 o'clock in the morning with this fresh, crispy white Nike suit and shoes and fresh lineup? Like you couldn't just roll out the bed, but like, where you going? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, please don't let him try to talk to me. Because at that time in my life, a lot of people was trying to talk to me. Okay. At that time in my life, a lot of people was trying to talk to me. So I was like, I know he gonna try to talk to me. So I got out the car. I had an attitude like, bro, I ain't got time. I don't want you. I don't. Mm-mm. So I went in there. I got my oil change. He was on the phone. He ended up coming in there. Wendy Williams, how you doing? She was on the show. Wendy Williams was on the show, and she was talking, and I was so intrigued, like, "Ooh, I'm not even gonna look how I'm sitting. He right here, I'm sitting like this, like just looking at when William. Don't say nothing to me, bro. Don't say nothing to me. Don't say nothing to me." He didn't say nothing to me. He was like, "I just can't stand her." I know you ain't talking about Wendy Williams. I knew you wasn't talking about Wendy Williams, so I felt the need to have to defend Wendy Williams. Okay, felt the need to have to defend her, whatever. So whatever, boom. I defended her. We started talking. We ended up exchanging numbers, and he asked me out on a date and all of this stuff, whatever. Our first date was at the park. And while we was at that date, I got a phone call about my dad. My dad had just found out that he had cancer or whatever, whatever. And we got a really scary call about my dad. So I started crying on the date, and he really just calmed me down, and he talked to me about what was going on. And at that moment, because I never experienced nothing like that, I felt like I needed him with me, since he was able to get me from all the way up here, this stranger, and get me at this space. I wanted him. Like I wanted him. I needed him to hold my hand. I needed him to be with me. I needed to be able to call him. Like I really needed this man. I needed him. And so, yep, fast forward all of that. Um, we ended up dating. And it's a lot in between that I share with y'all, but we can't get all the story in one day. But I will get to a lot of this stuff or whatever, whatever. Fast forward to we eventually get married, and eventually what was so good wasn't so good. But why I got on here specifically was to tell y'all about the peace that I have right now in this moment. I ended up moving from the house that we lived together in, and relocating from Atlanta all the way to Warner Robins, taking my kids. My nail clientele is back home in Atlanta. Like, I don't know how I'm going to do anything that I've been doing. It's just been the goodness and the greatness of God. Like, when I woke up this morning, y'all, with this kind of peace, and it's like you don't have to worry about that anymore. I know a lot of women are like me that are, not divorced, because I'm not divorced. The paperwork is in the process. Is I don't want to say too much about it, but the paperwork is definitely in process. It's just this waiting period that I'm going through, that I'm experiencing right now, that's just so hectic, and it's so frustrating, because how can you move forward with your life but you're still attached with this situation, and I feel like I'm restricted. I feel like I told my sister, I'm like, it feels like it's this string that has me attached. And even though I'm over here and he's over there, it still feels like this string. And it's like, I can't date. I can't really sleep with nobody. I can't feel the comforts of a man. Like, I can't. And I really just feel so stuck. And I know that it's a lot of healing that I have to do in this journey. And he does things to really try to get under my skin or whatever. And I be want to react, because I used to be her. I used to be her, but God has really changed me for the better. And I'm loving this new woman that I'm becoming, y'all. And I just want y'all to come on this journey with me. Like, come on this journey, be a part of it with me, because baby, like, this is hard. Like, how many people are like me, like stuck in the middle? I just want it to be over. I just want it to be done. I just want to get this co-parenting thing on. I just want to keep moving forward. But it's like this string, like, cut it. Just cut it already. Just cut the string. Like, uh, and yeah, I don't want to be a part of that song and dance no more. My nephew was talking about, 80% of women, they initiate divorce, da 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 da. And I asked him, I'm like, okay, so how long do you think that I'm supposed to stay on a sinking ship? Like, seriously, how long? And I have boys. I have 3 kids. I have 2 boys. Ramir, he's the eldest, he's 15. Caden, he's 10. And Bailey, she's 1. And I have kids that's looking at mama like, you know, I'm her. And I have to set that example. I'm the first influence on their lives. And I can't allow them to see me in so much sadness, so much brokenness, so much unhappiness. I couldn't allow my kids to keep seeing me that way. Like, they know when I'm up, they know when I'm down. My 10-year-old Kaden, he just gauges my temperature 24/7. He's in my face like, Mom, you okay? Mom, what's wrong? Mom, can I massage your back? Mom, can I scratch your head? Mom, what do you need? Mom, I can tell you're aggravated. Mom. And it's just like, Kaden, please don't worry about mommy. I'm fine. I'm fine. Well, you don't seem fine, Mom. You don't look fine, Mom. You don't, and when I was asking them how did they feel about us moving, us relocating and all of that stuff, and they was like relieved. And I'm not here to encourage nobody to get out of their situations or none of that. I'm not encouraging you to get out of your situation. I'm just telling you about what happened to me and my situation that actually brought me to this day and this time. And I'm so thankful. I have made the best decision of my life. Like, this is the best decision that I've made of my life. And I'm so excited to see what God has in store for me and my family. Like, if you are like me, stuck in the middle, just comment down below, like stuck in the middle, whether it be your relationship, your business, or whatever, just comment down below, stuck in the middle. And we gonna figure out how to unbox me. Like that's the name of this YouTube is unbox me. Don't put me in a box. I'm a woman of a million things. I'm a woman of a few words. Like unbox me. You think that you know me, but you have no idea of who I am. You have no idea of who I can be. I just want y'all to come on this journey with me. Thank y'all so much for watching me. This is part one. This is all the time, the story time that I have. Thank y'all so much for just like tuning in and watching me. I'm gonna give y'all the tea. I'm gonna tell y'all what's tea or whatever, whatever, whatever. I'm gonna tell y'all what's tea, but thank y'all so much for watching me. God bless your heart and all your parts. I will talk to y'all beautiful people later. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe and share. I love y'all so much. Bye.